June the 7th is a particularly poignant day for me. I've always found dates interesting. On June the 7th, 1988, my father died. On June the 7th, 2005, I met through an email Daryl R. Peebles in Hobart, Tasmania. And today, June the 7th, 2020, is the first Sunday that I am not responsible to make sure a worship service happens in the past 47 years. My father, I want to highlight today, his military career in the Army and the Merchant Marines was outstanding and was cut short when his mother was dying, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed the papers right before he died for my father to come home. My mother, who my dad and my mom were married for so many years, were able to at least celebrate their 40th anniversary and almost 50, wrote a letter to Roosevelt to encourage this action to take place and was able to make it happen. Throughout his life, he tried to provide for his family. They tried for 10 years to have a child and finally had me. He began building a house, a very humble house, but worked hard. He had began his career after the military in textiles and then moved into carpentry and construction. And he built that house, and later on together we added on to it to spend many years together there as a family. He loved his parents, but his father died very young in his 40s. He had two sisters who died as children. His other brother died in his 30s. His mother died at 52. And his one little brother, who was 11 when he got married, was called to me Uncle Pee Wee, and his wife Aunt Cooter. And he really loved that little brother. He saw all of his family basically go away except for Uncle Pee Wee. And they had a strong bond through the years. We would make those trips to Summerdale, Alabama to get watermelons to bring back. Excuse me. But I really know that it was to be with Uncle Pee Wee and his family. And also to have those shrimp boils and all those other things that we used to have as families. Through the years, my father was really robust in construction, but as he got older, his health failed. He went on disability at age 58 and ultimately died at age 68. And through the years, he lost a lot of weight to help maintain what health he had left. Now, one thing that he sacrificed for his family would be the two fingers on his right hand. As he's eating fried chicken, it becomes apparent that those two fingers are missing. No, he was not that hungry and didn't bite them off eating Mother's great chicken. But he cut them off expanding that house when I was in the 2nd grade. And that was always a mark for me of his willingness to do whatever it took to provide for his family. I'm sure Mother's fried chicken did not help his hardening of the arteries and his pig's valve and his skin cancer and his cataracts and his crushed knee and everything else he endured. But he went through it all and tried to stay as active as he could to the end. And even after he couldn't work, he went around and helped the older people and collected some tin cans to help recycling. It was quite an example. Today, June the 7th, 2020, my first Sunday, not being a local church pastor on duty, I honor my father. And this box I look at every day shows his life and his service and the special knife he used to keep going when he couldn't eat with a regular fork and knife. So today, Randolph Calvin R.C. Peebles, who would now have had his 100th birthday, but celebrated in heaven. God bless you, and thank you.